By the way, Castle Mixed Out brings you hashtag Black Conversations. And for the next couple of weeks, you and I, we're going to be certainly enjoying the conversations that we're going to have with a number of interesting people on the show. Run about this show. So run about this time of the show. So you don't want to miss out on it. That is the Castle Mixed Out Black Conversation. Now, after the break, we chat to one African spirituality and, of course, Black history, African spirituality and Black history. That's Abba, well versed when it comes to African spirituality and Black history. He's going to tell us more about preserving African languages. I'm certainly looking forward to this conversation. It's coming up after the break with a Castle Mixed Out Black Conversation. Hashtag Black Conversation.
The Trilidor Ultimate Big Blue Sale is now on. Get amazing discounts on the best security South Africans trust. With over 50 franchises across the country, you can always find a security expert near you. So call 0861 Trilidor or visit trilidor.co.za today. Terms and conditions apply.
Black Conversations on the Romantic Repertoire are proudly brought to you by Castle Mixed Out. Savor your richness.
Hashtag Black Conversations with Castle Mixed Out right here on the Romantic Repertoire. Your time is exactly 20 minutes to go before 5 o'clock. And of course, on the line, I've got well versed and, of course, when it comes to African spirituality and Black history, Abba. Good afternoon to you, my brother. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
And I'm sure I can say Happy Father's Day to you, right?
Yes, you can say Happy Father's Day. I'm a happy father of 3.
Oh, you're a happy father of 3?
Yeah, 3 biological and many others spiritually.
I hear you, my brother. Good to have you. And they are all 3. They are all boys, or it's boys and girls?
The biological ones, I've got 1 son, my firstborn, and 2 baby girls.
Oh, you got a son and 2 daughters.
Yeah.
Ah, beautiful. Now, today, thank you so much for making time and, of course, joining us on the hashtag Castle Mixed Out Black Conversations. And we're talking about something that's quite interesting, especially given the fact that you just spoke about your kids, the 3 of them. The importance of African languages. You know, nowadays, kids go to schools, kids go to multiracial schools, and they learn, and then they turn to learn in English. And most kids nowadays, they prefer English as a medium of communicating. What are your thoughts? Is it important to preserve African languages in this modern day?
Again, thank you. Thanks a lot for having me on the show. Being a father of 3 kids, before I had kids, my sisters who are older than me, my eldest sister, she had her kids before us, and I had a very strong stance that says, this child is only going to speak his Xhosa when he's here at home. Now that's my nephew, Ulungeto. Funniest thing happened was, even before he spoke his Xhosa, he started speaking Afrikaans.
Okay.
Because the crash.
Yeah.
Yeah. His crash was an African school. So when he came back now, we are hearing Akhanye, man. And we're like, no, but that's not even English.
Yeah.
And then my sister changed the school because now we can't communicate with the child. We don't know Afrikaans like him.
Okay.
The Afrikaans that we know is the Afrikaans Pitor. So he changed schools. He went to an English medium school. Now the child speaks only English. And I tried to fight that war, and I gave up. Until now, I had my children, and it was a joke in my family. Now that you have your own children, let's see if... And unfortunately, all 3 of my children speak English.
Man.
They understand Xhosa.
Yeah.
They can respond Xhosa, but they choose to speak English.
Yeah.
Now, is it important to preserve African languages? Is a question I had to ask myself 1,000 times.
Yeah.
I believe it's important to preserve African languages, and I think it should be a priority to preserve African languages. But we need to ask ourselves the question, what is language? And what part of the language is it that we are preserving? Are we preserving the spoken word, or are we preserving the meaning behind the spoken word? Because now, honestly speaking, if you look back in history, languages have evolved, languages have changed, and languages will continue to evolve and change.
That's true.
Now, if we are going to say we are preserving a specific language, what part of it, which part of its evolution are we preserving? What time frame are we preserving? Because 10 years from now, the English we are speaking won't be spoken as we are speaking it today.
Yeah.
Wood that we won't understand.
Exactly.
You understand? So what is it that we are preserving? It's a question I had to ask myself, and honestly, so far, I'm happy with my children because they understand the culture, although they speak back to me in English. I think that's more important, preserving the meaning behind the words more than the words themselves, because the words have changed over the years.
That's true. That's true. Now, you mentioned the fact that your nephew is Xhosa, and he went to an Afrikaans school and obviously started adapting to Afrikaans. Which language are you most comfortable expressing yourself in?
I'm more comfortable expressing myself in both English and Xhosa. Why? Because there are certain realities, there are certain nuances that I cannot, for the life of me, express them in English.
Yeah.
They only make sense and they can only be spoken in Xhosa. But then there are certain things that need to be explained to a universal audience, which if Xhosa becomes a serious problem.
Yeah.
In understanding, English becomes a medium of communication. The important thing is the meaning being conveyed. So I'm more comfortable with both Xhosa and English. Although I speak most of our South African languages, your Setswana, Sepedi, Zulu, Sindrebele, a little bit of Chivenda, Nabula, Shane, but I'm more comfortable in my home tongue, which is Xhosa
and English.
And English.
Now, you mentioned that this is a battle that you lost and you've given up when it comes to making sure that you teach your kids their home language. Do you think that other parents are doing enough? Or do you think that generally this is one battle that's in this day and age, it's a bit of a mission?
And to get context and to things into clarity, that I've lost the battle is that children choose to speak in English.
Yeah.
It's their choice, and you really can't force your child to speak any other language.
Yeah.
You say in Xhosa, this person can actually speak Xhosa, they just choose. So now, having said that, me having said I lost the battle is not that it's not forcing them to.
Abba?
It's my responsibility to teach them the culture of Xhosa.
I hear you. I hear you.
And
I hear you.
that battle, that is my responsibility, and I cannot really lose that battle because these are humanistic existential principles.
I hear you. So you'd rather lose the battle, but certainly win the war in terms of them knowing the culture.
Definitely. My son now is 14, going on 15. when you have ceremonies and miscellaneous. Already I'm saying him to talk Tamgwabantu.
Yeah.
To talk to the person in the Quran. And unfortunately, he does it in English, but fortunately, he's doing it and he understands why we Sishi Simple, why Sitetis Bayeni, why Sima Umko does that. That he can. I had a ceremony a few months ago here, and then a couple of men were slaughtering him. And then he's trying to tell them, no, you're doing it wrong. And they push him away. He's the little boy.
Yeah.
He comes to me and complains. He says, Abba, these men are killing the goat and it's facing the wrong. I'm trying to tell them to turn it around. They're not listening to me. And when I do go, I see that, no. Child is actually correct. It's adults that are wrong.
I hear you. So
now, is it the language or is it the practice and the meaning of the culture that is important?
That is important. I hear you, my brother. Thank you so much. And I see that that is one war that you are definitely determined to win. And I can assure you, I'm sure you're definitely going to win it when it comes to the kids actually understanding the culture. It doesn't matter in which language that they understand the culture, but as long as they do understand the culture. Well, there you have it. Well, thank you so much, my brother, and enjoy the rest of your Father's Day, and really appreciate you joining us on the show.
Very much for having me. Happy Father's Day to all.
There you have it. Thank you so much, my brother. That's a well-versed in African spirituality and black history. That's Abba, who co-joined us for the Castle Mixed Out #Black Conversations.
Savor your richness with Black Conversations on Metro FM. Visit castlemilkstown.co.za to find out more about Black Conversations. Savor your richness with Castle Milk Stout. Savor the rich taste. Its strong hints of toffee, coffee, and butterscotch makes it a beer worth sharing with friends and family. So embrace where you come from. Embrace who you are. Embrace Inkunzi Mnyama. Castle Milk Stout. Savor your richness. Enjoy responsibly, not for persons under the age of 18.